Our fundraising campaign has a deadline and a goal. If this goal is not reached within the deadline, this campaign or this project cannot be successfully executed and every contributor can request a refund. So let's create a new function, Get Refund. Function, Get Refund, and this function is public. When can a contributor request a refund? He can request a refund after the deadline. This means require now greater than deadline. And if the raised amount is less than the goal. So the goal hasn't been reached. This means require raised amount less than goal. If these two conditions are met, the contributor can request a refund. In fact, the money will be automatically transferred to his account. We must also verify that the user that requests a refund is a contributor, and this means that in the past that user made a pledge to our campaign. This means contributors of msg.sender is greater than 0. So the address that calls this function sent some ether. Now I declare a variable of type address named recipient. This is msg.sender, so the person that calls this function in order to get a refund, and an uint variable named value, that is the value this user sent, so contributors of msg.sender. Now we have two more things to do. We must transfer this value to this recipient, and we must set the value sent by this user to 0 because he has no money in our campaign. All the money has been refunded. So recipient.transfer value. This line transfers this value to this recipient, and contributors of msg.sender or of recipient is the same, equals 0. If this user tries to get another refund, the third require statement will stop the function. The value associated to his address in that mapping variable is 0. Let's test our Get Refund function. Using the first account from here, I'll deploy this contract. The goal is 100 and the deadline is only 20 seconds. I intentionally set a very close deadline in order not to wait too much for this deadline to be reached. And I deploy the contract. Now the second account sends 30 Wei, and the third account sends 20 Wei. We wait for the deadline. In the meantime, we can check what is the value this second account sent. So it sent 30, and we see that the contract balance is 50, but the goal is 100. So our campaign didn't reach the goal within the deadline. Every time it happens, every contributor can request a refund. So the second contributor requests a refund by calling the Get Refund function. Now the balance is 20 and the value associated with his address is 0. Now it's time for the third account to request a refund. The value that account sent is 20. This is the contract balance being the last contributor. And now that account requests a refund. The value associated with that address is 0 and the contract balance is 0. So every contributor requested and received a refund. we can see that our Get Refund function works as expected. Thanks, and see you in the next section.